pretty one, Ulysses. There it is.
Hello BookTube, I'm Sean the Book Maniac. Welcome back to my channel. Here I am with another page 112 tag. I don't know when you're going to see this, but I'm filming it the night before my BookTube Bookathon begins. Not mine. I'm filming this the night before BookTube Bookathon. BookTubeathon. I'm filming this the night before BookTubeathon begins, and I'm going to do a page 112 tag out of 3 books that I may or may not get to during BookTubeathon. So by the time this gets edited and posted, BookTubeathon will be ancient history, and you will have heard me talk about these books, but I hope, regardless, that this will be an interesting tag, because I may not get to all of these books, and you can still compare. So it's not exactly a book haul video, although they are all books that I own, so one of them fairly recently. So let's get started. Of course, I know the authors and titles, but I'm not going to tell you until the end. It's better that way. I've done no reading preparation or anything. I'm just going to go. I'm a little tired today and I'm busy, but I wanted to do one more that will probably get posted when I'm back in Canada. Was that because the window was steamed up? Was that the only reason? He felt dizzy. He felt sick. He looked at his brother, who was fast asleep with his head against the window, mouth half open. His breathing was awkward, and saliva dribbled from his mouth. Leaving his brother asleep, Takeru stood up and asked the driver if there was a place where he could use the bathroom. Did he need to be sick? Did his stomach hurt? Did he just want to pee? There were a few other passengers on the bus now, sitting here and there. "The nearest public toilet is over there," said the driver. "Hurry up, I'm leaving soon." So Takeru ran from the bus to the bathroom. A cone blocked the entrance. The bathroom was being cleaned. He heard water from a hose washing down the floor. He rushed over to the shopping center across from the bus station. It was crowded. Everyone was laden with shopping bags, but they didn't block each other's way. Takeru's chest was blocked, though. He could hardly breathe. Where was the bathroom? He couldn't see one. He wanted to cry. He cried. He cried. He waited as his tears flowed, as time flowed quickly by. Was that what happened? He didn't know what he was doing. He knew. He didn't know anything. He knew everything. Had the bus carrying his brother arrived at Lion Cross Point? "Takeru!" The sound of Ken's voice made Takeru jump. Okay, this was interesting, but I didn't like the writing very much, I have to be honest. I thought it was a bit disappointing, actually. The first half was better than the second half, but I thought it really fell apart on the level of prose with he wanted to cry, he cried. He didn't know, he knew, he didn't know, he knew. Yeah, that was awful. Is it a dream? It kind of sounds like it was a dream, because at the end, Takeru, the sound of Ken's voice made Takeru jump, and there was something about the rushing to find a bathroom. It was crowded. Everyone was laden. I hate that word laden in this sentence. Everyone was laden with shopping bags, but they didn't block each other's way. Takeru's chest was blocked, though. There was something kind of dreamlike, but in a very uninteresting way. Yeah, I didn't like this. Didn't like it. Disappointing. Maybe it's gonna come out of my... Maybe it's gonna come out of my... Oh, shit. If it comes out of my BookTubeathon TBR, I gotta find another beautiful spine, and there ain't many that I can put my finger on. Book number 2. But it had, and Bernie's belly rose like a mountain of proof. It was an outlandish plan, but Bernie wanted to have a baby. Diane wanted to be with Bernie, wanted to be committed to her, and having a baby seemed like a great idea. Now, with the pregnancy moving along and Diane hanging around the house more, it was feeling increasingly real. June had gone to live with her boyfriend and rarely came by. She still worked in the restaurant with their mother, but only Bernie and her mother lived at the house. Soon, Diane would join them. Bernie's mother had noticed the pregnancy early on, well before Bernie had planned to tell her. Bernie was convinced that a baby, something she and her mother had wanted in the family, would soften the blow of Bernie coming out. But the opposite turned out to be true. As far as her mother was concerned, the baby had no father, and her relationship with Diane was disgusting. Initially, she had been quietly opposed to the baby and the relationship, but as Bernie became more visibly pregnant, and customers in the restaurant noticed, Bernie's mother became more openly hostile. In recent weeks, Bernie's mother regularly criticized her, refused her help with anything, and openly insulted her. It was killing Diane to see it. "Why don't you say something, or leave? Come stay with me at my place," Diane urged. "I can't. You know I can't. I can't leave her here alone," Bernie had said. There was so much about Bernie's relationship with her mother that Diane did not understand. Okay, we've got some kind of a queer relationship. I hesitate to call it a lesbian relationship because I do know a little bit of the backstory of the story here, but it was definitely some kind of a queer relationship between Bernie and Diane. And Bernie's mother is homophobic, and increasingly so the more visibly pregnant Bernie becomes. It sounds like it could be a really heart-rending story, but I don't like the writing very much. It's just very bland prose. It doesn't interest me on the level of prose. The story might be interesting, but I don't really care too much for this one either. I didn't think I would. Book number 3. "Yes," she said, "please come to visit. We are waiting for you." But now, as the train slides and turns through the mountains, emerging at last into the bright open sky over the lake, he has a faint memory again of the fear that gripped him in Africa. He stands at the window, looking at the houses and little streets flashing past at the edge of the water, and feels doubt like a coldness in him. He has to change trains and takes a smaller local line along the lake. He climbs out on the 5th or 6th stop and descends the stairs into a stone square, from which narrow streets slope down towards the water. The lake is silvery gray in color, with hardly a crease on its surface, and on the other side, far away, mountains rise to sharp and jagged crests. Now that he has waited so long and come so far, he is in no hurry to arrive. He sits on the shore for a long time, thinking. He would like this moment to suspend itself indefinitely, so that he need never stir himself again. But as the afternoon goes on, he takes up his pack and walks back along the lake, in the direction from which the train came. The path narrows and goes under trees, past jetties. There are swans gliding in the water, supported on their own reflections. After half an hour he comes to a little street running up away from the lake, and its name is the one written on that scrap of paper from Malawi. The house is a largish one, set back from the corner, with a garden behind it. He knocks, and after a while there are footsteps, and the door opens. "Hello, we have been waiting for you." Jerome's mother has short hair and a wide, welcoming smile. "Come in, come in." She seems genuinely pleased to see him. She holds out her hand. "My name is Catherine." While they shake hands, they look appraisingly at each other. Well, I like the writing there, but it was a pretty boring page. I'm not having very good luck tonight. But I did like the writing. But it must be the most boring, well-written page 112 I've encountered. I like the writing. There's nothing else I can say. There's nothing else I can say. The writing was the best writing of the 3. But what a bland page 112. I don't know if I want to read any of these books, but book number 3 would be my first pick. Book number 2 would be my second pick, and book number 3 is off my list entirely. Oh, no, sorry. Actually, I was just thinking aloud. I'm going to read, not to you, but to myself, I'm going to read one more page of book number 1 at random, page 58. This will not be on the video, I'll just report back. Yeah, no, this book number 1 is off my list. It's my third pick, but I don't want to read it. I just read page 58, and it was just very limp prose. So, my first pick was book number 3, Damon Galgot's In a Strange Room. And this novel, he's a gay South African writer. I read and loved I read and liked his novel, The Good Doctor. I think it was shortlisted for the Booker, maybe. This is about a man making 3 journeys that take him through Greece, India, and Africa. He travels lightly, simply. And he meets a handsome, enigmatic stranger. I bet he does. Ooh, a man on a journey traveling in 3 different countries by himself. Beautiful, hauntingly beautiful evocation of one man's search for love and a place to call home. This does not sound like a Sean book. Even though I liked his first one, I'm going to try it. But I think this is going to be a bail, and this was my first pick. Book number 2, which I think this will be a bail too, and I may not even try it. I've talked about this book so many times, and each time I talk about it, I think I'm going to like it less, and now it's confirmed. Transgendered novel from Canada, Small Beauty by Gia King Wilson Yang. Gorgeous cover, except for those ugly medallions for literary prizes that they printed on the cover because it was a solid blue. I say that every time. Aren't you getting sick? You're never going to hear me talk about this again. I don't want to read this. You know what? Hey, so I filmed this video before I went to Canada, and I did a very quick edit job on it and had it scheduled to be released on YouTube while I was away. But I previewed it from Canada the night before and realized I never did identify what this book was. So that wasn't going to work. So here is book number 1. Lion Cross Point by Masatsugu Ono. Translated by Angus Turville. Newly out just a few weeks ago from Two Lines Press, 2018. The original published in Japanese in 2013. Gorgeous book. Unfortunately, that's only the physicality, not the textuality. You know what? I don't want to read any of them. So how about that for a page 112? What do you think? Do you want to read any of these? I have to find 3 new books for Booktubeathon because of this page 112 tag. Oh well, it served a purpose, hey? Thanks for watching.